Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a War of Brothers campaign for you. Our first map is going to be the Overlook, followed up by our second map, which is going to be Rocky Slopes. Both rounds are Conquest. But before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments tonight, on the CSA side, you have the Archers Brigade, 14th Tennessee, 7th South Carolina, the Kentucky Orphans, 20th Georgia, Pennsylvania Army, Army in Northern Virginia, 7th Louisiana, 1st Ohio, and the 14th Indiana. 1st Ohio and 14th Indiana are both in 5th Corps, but they're over on CSA for balancing. Meanwhile, on the Union side tonight, we have the 3rd United States Horse Artillery, New York Volunteers, 5th Corps, 5th New Hampshire, and the Midwest Brigade. So, server pop is 290 right now, roughly. In balance is 6 towards the Union side. You can see no one has artillery on this map. So you see the balance as is. There's no buck and ball, or actually, I think one regiment has buck and ball, or none of them have buck and ball. Regardless, weapons-wise, it's even on both sides. So let's get into our round of Conquest frontline reporters today. For the Union side, you have Parker here from the 6th New York, and the CSA side, we have Killer from the Army of Northern Virginia. Very appreciative of their frontline views. And co-commentating with me for the second time today, we have Phantom. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello guys, I'm Phantom from 7 Texas, here to have some fun commentating on another live stream.
Heck yeah. So, Overlook is probably the most unique map in this game for Conquest. It's just bizarre. The A point is inside of the pontoon bridge, and that C point is on top of the Maryland Heights, which is fascinating. But anyways, Union's about to take B. You have some fighting happening below B right now on the ground, but both sides start with even tickets. Phantom, what's your strategy for this?
For this one, I mean, you know, CSA is going to usually keep A on this map. Honestly, it's just fighting over the B point. C's kind of out there. Like, maybe a small company can hold it, you know, but the main battle would be at that B point, and I mean, I think that's really the only strategy because of how far everything is apart on this map.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. The B point's kind of a big thing. A and C are going to be more of send a few guys to maybe decap it. But Union's won on the bottom side of the road. Meanwhile, the rest of the CSA team that wasn't there in the melee has pushed up to the top side of the hill. Now, you might be wondering, we started at 40. It's because they can start quick timing at 42, and they can start sprinting and double quicking at the 40-minute mark. Now, skirmishers can start moving out quickly. That's how everyone was able to get to C so quick. CSA was able to just get there first. It looked like Union was going to get there, but CSA skirmishers, they just gunned it to the point. They ran right past Union when they started shooting them. And so that is why they are there first. And we didn't cover that because a little skirmisher engagement, not the craziest thing in the world, and much rather show you the action. And speaking of that, so Union's one on the bottom of the hill. CSA is one at B. They're about to capture all 3 points. And when CSA does this, the Union's going to have 3 minutes to neutralize and retake one of the points, or the Union has to neutralize 2 of the points to stop the counterattack. And they get 3 minutes to do that. Will the Union be able to react quick enough? This might be a quick round.
If CSA can hold it together, this will be a really quick round.
I would not. Oh no. I think I've seen one fast round of Conquest, and it was like, it was within like 6-7 minutes of a round. And Union on the bottom of the hill is not concerned with anything. Oh, now they're starting to move. And now, are they going to go for A or are they going to go for B? Looks like they're going to go to A. Not a whole lot of CSA are there, at least in between their way. The question is, can they hold off the Union long enough? I don't know. We got CSA coming out of Maine as well, so they'll be able to hold. And CSA's capped all 3 points. Union has no contention at B. They have barely anyone at C to take that. So CSA's gonna gun it to the point. The few regiments who are here for CSA A&V, PA&V, and the 14th Indiana just spawned in. They've got to hold this point for at least 2 minutes. I don't think it's possible, but you never know.
Especially with the 5th Corps blob, that thing's always impossible to get through.
that's the truth. 5th Corps blobs up. You gotta run the other direction. 14th Indiana trying to get shots. Union smartly just trying to push through this. You have a TKO kind of reforming behind the PA&V line. They don't have bayonets on because I'm pretty sure they can't have it till the 30-minute mark, but 2 minutes on that clock. Mind you, Union is still losing 3 flagpoles worth of tickets right now. And so now they're down to engage. We've barely gone through this. PA&V and 14th Indiana have kind of held up the Union charge. There's a couple more TKO guys, and they maybe could prevent this. Looking over at C, Union still hasn't charged. At B, Union does not have enough force to take B. They're going to try to go in, but they are outnumbered almost 2-1. So you can see CSA main spawns trying to sprint out to get into the fight. Union guys have pushed out to the bridge. Now, remember, they got a
Union's charging at C right now.
Oh, they are? All right. So Union's got a decap, 2 points, or neutralize them, or neutralize and raise a flag. Now, I don't know if they're going to work at C. The issue for Union, though, is okay, now they're sending a flag towards A, which is what they need to do. CSA respawns are in the fight now. On A, TKO, mostly there. 50 seconds left. I'm hearing decoys yell to push forward. I mean, if CSA, 45 seconds. The charge at C failed for for USA. Union is contesting B. I don't know if they're going to take it. CSA has lost A for the moment. CSA just needs to prevent this cap.
Taking flag back.
CSA starting to overwhelm the Union at A. They just need to go. Go for it.
We're at 19 seconds.
I think Union's going to get it.
TKO is finally pushing in, but I think you're right. Union's probably going to get this.
Why is the flag stopped raising?
Yep, the flag stopped.
Why did someone stop? Oh, this round going to be done. No shot.
That
what?
was...
Oh.
What?
Union
What point
neutralized
did
B.
They took B.
So you got to neutralize 2 points, and Union barely won out at B. Looks like 3rd Usha and 6th New York did, but regardless of any of that, Union is about to hit taking losses. CSA is barely through battle ready. And Union is now down a flag underneath the pontoon bridge, but since that's in the water, it'll despawn. That is shocking. Barely any time on the clock, and Union survives. I don't think they're going to win this, though, but that's crazy.
Or Midwest Brigade. They lost their flag off the side of the mountain on C. They're not getting that back until it respawns.
Yeah, I mean, they could definitely run down there and pick it up. But, yeah, no, I mean, it's going to take them 3.5 minutes to get there. But CSA's got 2 points. Union's got 1. And we'll see how the groups move out. Union's down 2 flags. CSA is down 1 flag at B. So if CSA doesn't win this game, that'll be miraculous with how great of a start they've had.
I think it was the guys down at A that actually got it down in time.
Yeah, roger that.
No, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I got my command was like, why are you guys fighting up on B? I was like, A, spawn on flag, it's like 160 seconds. B, main spawn is right there, and we just saved the game. 'Cause I threw like 8 people down
So,
here.
you might be thinking, well, what was the point of Union kind of stopping that? Because this is a campaign, and so casualties kind of mean a lot. And so, or I guess deaths, casualties, whatever, tickets. All that kind of matters. And so you might be thinking, well, Union's getting curb stomped so far. Why would they want to continue this round even though they're going to lose? In this event, to my knowledge, depending on how many flagpoles the winning team has up, they push the losing team back a certain number of spaces. And so the more flags the winning team has up at the end of the round, lets that attacking team push that losing team back a lot more. So that's why Union, I think, did that. I'm pretty sure that's why they did that. I'm intrigued to see the casualties, though, at the end of this. Union, though, basically reforming on B. It looks like they have a good chunk of their guys going to C. Meanwhile, everyone from CSA at A is going to make their way up to B. Union's about to drop into taking losses. Man, this is...
Yeah, no, it was either... I thought they were getting pulled up is the reason I was trying to go around the left of them.
Now, that's something you don't normally see on this map of all things as well. Counterattack. Holding all 3 points is something you don't often see on a map like this where the points are so far away from each other.
You guys keep going up that way. I'm gonna look over this hill.
So, Union heading up to C. CSA trying to go around the far side to get to B. It looks like those guys are going to get there first. You have a couple CSA units just trying to push directly up the hill. 7th LA and 7th South Carolina pushing up that way. Meanwhile, you have the 6th New York and 3rd Usha holding them, although they are about facing heading up the hill. Because when we go to the point of contention, you have a couple of guys from 8th Connecticut here who are being charged out by TKO.
Thank you. I'm coming. Oh, someone here.
And CSA might start another counterattack if they can decap. They might get this decap, but even if they decap the point and aren't able to get the 3rd point again, they're dealing 2 flags poles worth of damage to the Union, and Union's... What a rough game for Union.
Scoreboard my asshole, motherfucker! Use your best, here they come. What you say about scoreboard? You didn't even say that when you're losing. It's stupid. You just die, dude. Hold the slide!
So CSA now dealing 2 flag poles worth of damage. Here comes CSA flag, although 3rd Usha and NYV and 5th Corps guys are just collapsing in, and they are going to be able to wipe that little push out. But still, that decap is huge for tickets. Looks like the Union force is about to arrive to C as well. Meanwhile, 7th LA and 7th South Carolina about to push up and take B. Got more CSA approaching on the other side. You have a couple of Union groups that look like they're trying to maybe go to A. Midwest Brigade, I can't tell. Actually, 3rd Usha is going down to A. So, complete chaos in Conquest.
30 versus like 60. I think we can hold this.
They may take this point, but
this is where we hold.
This is where they die.
Good shots.
This is about to get very interesting here.
Yeah. 5th Corps is pushing in. They should probably win at that. CSA charging in on B as well. Looks like CSA has squashed the Union guys there. So if the CSA here can at least hold for a little while longer, maybe they'll start the counterattack again.
Watch it, boys. Watch it, boys.
Absurd. So about 15 seconds, everyone's about to get bayonets equipped. The flag bearer for CSA is jumping off the edge of the cliff. Flag spinning out of control. And I don't know if that flag is out of bounds. I think that flag is inbound, so we'll see if it's stuck there or not. So CSA decap B. Union's almost down to breaking. CSA is about to get C. And I think CSA is going to be able to cap C before Union gets... Oh. Sorry, Union's going to decap C before CSA can cap B. Oh,
Yeah, that flag got recovered.
Yeah, Vadim.
That was very smart of them to have their flag guy jump off.
Very, very smart. So I'll be intrigued to see if the Union at C decide to push out towards B, or if they set at C. At this point, Union can't afford to kind of sit and relax. They need to get two of the flags, and CSA is nearly fully concentrated on B, Again, those few Union guys that pushed down third usher, I think they died, or they're the few Union guys that are on some rocks skirmishing. They're still skirmishing. So Union's about to hit breaking. CSA engaged. This is absurd.
This is the massive ticket gap. I haven't seen a ticket gap this big for a long time.
It's just props to CSA for what a start. Their skirmishers gunned it to C. They got there first, set up the defensive position. Union didn't have the numbers to break through there. Union kind of split up, sending the lesser force to B because they thought it was more of a safe point, while the rest of them would try to go get A. But CSA was able to win on B, start the counterattack, and CSA almost won the day. I mean, 2 seconds away.
Keep up that independent fire, first range.
There they go. CSA first to drop to the next stage. To engaged. But the only way Union wins this is if they cap all 3 points at this point in the round. There's no other way. They're not even close to A. Looks like only some of the Union from C are moving out. The rest are kind of sitting back and skirmishing. Meanwhile, Union main spawns, third Usha and NYV are pushing up towards B. Union hits breaking.
Anybody got eye?
I mean, there is a Union flag down at B right now. CSA have none of their flags down. Still an impressive jump there off the bridge. I think it was Hagar. I'm sorry if I butchered that. But the longer Union sits back and kind of goes into shootout, CSA is just going to keep whittling away tickets. The ticket loss from the flag is way more significant than any shootout could be. Granted, though, the Union force contesting B is not that big. A lot of those Union guys went to C, which it's going to take them time to get back. Time Union does not have.
Anything you see, make sure you have bales on, TKO.
Yeah, they're all across.
Eagle at this point, as the Union, I mean, you kind of already know you've lost the game. Like, what do you do? Do you just sit here and fight it out and try to turn it around, or do you just kind of just give up at this point?
You got to go for all 3 points, but for the sake of campaign, I know you're trying to make sure the winning team doesn't have a whole lot of points capped by the end of the round for the sake of the board. So Union is probably going to keep fighting this. I don't know if they're going to get all 3 points, but they should at least try. We know CSA is near B, but CSA is kind of defending across the width of this. So you got 20th Georgia and some TKO guys shooting off with the 1st Maryland guys that have come from C. Although outnumbered, they're at least contesting it.
Are they allowed on my Discord in this one?
I mean, the regiment people, they're in their Discord calls. I don't know if they can communicate through that. But the officers are not in a Steam chat.
Okay, I was about to say, if they were at this point for Union, I would just get all of my forces focused on B and try to charge out this CSA and just try to at least get B and hold it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you do that for 25 minutes, you could win. But CSA's been so dominant, I don't know. It looks like the 6th New York group has moved down to where 20th Georgia is. And some Archers Brigade guys. And the 1st Maryland are just watching it happen.
Independent fire.
Come here, please. I want to die.
Jeez.
1st Maryland's going down on it now. They went pretty late. They should have charged when the rest of their guys charged.
Right, I guess they didn't see that. Or they didn't care. Whatever option fits your narrative better for the viewer, you may decide. Some more TKO moving over to assist, but that's not enough to do anything. So
That looks like that little engagement got won by the Union so far.
well, 6 Kentucky is going in. Oh, they're sitting a little back. Nice little volley there. The Union have lost the flag.
Get this. Vance, get the flag out of here.
Keep down.
You're not picking up flag.
Go up the hill. We're good. Regroup.
So CSA's held the Union charge there. A lot of the Union guys that were pressuring B have kind of backed off. I mean, at this point, I think for the best chance Union has, at least at stake for their campaign, is just to keep C alive. And the end of this round might go for a while.
Honestly, I think Union's big mistake was when the round first started. Instead of staying at B, they wanted to push down, and because they were going to try to catch them on the road, but CSA was a step ahead and went up the hill instead of going down the road, and that's what really got Union.
This guys, don't sprint up it.
I mean, yeah. Maybe Union didn't get there quick enough, but yeah, Union only spent a token force towards that B point to cap. Maybe they thought it was safe, but CSA charging up to the Union up top. Maybe they thought the guys at B could win. Maybe they didn't think CSA was going to send that many guys up. Regardless of the reason, the result is the same. CSA is about to drop in the last stand, so flags don't matter for Union at that point. It's not like they're going to lose any more tickets or whatever since they're in last stand because they can't respawn at that point. But CSA can win by capping all 3 points and winning a counterattack, or by wiping everyone on the field, which on a big map like this, kind of with all conquest and contention maps, that can take a long time.
TKO is going in on a charge to NYV 6 New York underneath the point.
Yeah, the Union guys are probably just maybe not going to care initially. They're waiting for little rocks or logs.
Go! Get on the last stand! Ah!
So they hold that. The Union does, but they do hit last stand, so... Union decap day. There was a couple of skirmishers that went off and did that. A little too late, but I like the idea a lot. It's from 5th New Hampshire. Again, good idea. Way too late, but frankly, CSA basically had guys between A and B this entire match. So, Union's at least going to try to defend C. The Union guys from C are moving off of it.
Another thing that hurt Union on this one is arguably one of their better regiments, 5th Corps, just stayed up at C instead of pushing back down.
Pull back.
And I think 5th Corps could have helped out a lot on that B attack.
I mean, I think regardless of who was there for Union, it was going to be hard to take B because CSA had their whole team up there, and Union kept like 15-ish guys back at C, it looked like, and that's just going to be difficult to... That's just going to be difficult to do anything. So, CSA heading towards A, that being 7th LA, and then a little further forward you have the 1st LAB guys who wiped the 5th New Hampshire guys, 5th New Hampshire guys that were there.
CSA's got a group going to C.
It's A and V.
Yankee right there.
Enemy front. Northeast.
Got bozos to the left, boys. Eyes open.
Hit me. Get him! Hit me. Get him!
Everybody poke him.
Come on, guys, come on. Just fucking turn around and die like honorable men. Alright, I'm gonna pick you off. I'm gonna get your officer.
Hurrah, boys, hurrah!
We're gonna circumcise you.
That was a nice shot.
I took his officer. Thank you.
So,
And there's going to be a charge at B.
oh yeah, Union's going in. Some 5th floor guys going against TKO in 14th Indiana. You got a charge on the bottom side of B to the west as well. Looks like CSA have won here, at least on B. Going down to the bottom side here, you got Midwest versus 20th Georgia.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Spear wall, spear wall, spear wall.
Spill wall, boys, spill wall, spill wall, spill wall.
Hold this line, Chris. Hold this line.
Fucking countercharge, fuck it. Let's try to kill as many as we can.
Oh my goodness, the body's rolling down the hill. Midwest Brigade win that. And outside of Midwest, a couple of Union holding on the very top of the hill, who are 3rd Usha and 6th New York. They're just hiding up there for now. Meanwhile, rest TSA is trying to go to C and cap that point so they can have all 3 points by the time the round ends, which would be huge for their tickets. And more importantly, more than tickets actually don't matter. I don't know why I said that, but for the campaign mode, it matters a lot. Defending that, you got 8th Connecticut.
Oh my God, I see them.
Independent fire, boys!
Oh yeah, no, actually this is totally nuts.
Target the flags!
So they are pushing in. These Union guys need to die before CSA can cap that C point. I don't think they can F9, but they got to find CSA and die so that CSA can't get all 3 points before the round ends.
At this point, it would. I mean, they're the only main group left. Actually, it looks like they're gonna have some guys coming behind them.
Yeah, a couple indeed.
But at this point, I think their best option is just to charge CSA and just hope they die so they don't get this last point, like you said.
Yeah, the issue is I think that's Midwest Brigade on the far side. I at least far west, who's kind of hiding out. I don't know if they're trying to sneak around to A, but looks like these guys are just gunning to the point.
Why are they up there? They can't go down.
That's a net yank right there.
That's going to be massive if they get all 3 of these before this round ends.
I mean, let's see. These Union guys, far west, northwest, they're kind of sitting there. You do have 7th LA rolling up to where they're at. Let's see, actually, it's not Midwest Brigade. It's 6th New York. Maybe Midwest Brigade got wiped. They probably did. So 6th New York just kind of sits there, and 7th LA walks right by him, and so CSA is going to be able to get this C point. So that is a big rut row moment. Oh, now they're starting to move out. Ah, they're having a little shootout with 7th LA. Okay, good. They're moving out. Anyways, Phantom. Now this round's about to be done. What are your thoughts for it?
All I can say is well played, CSA. They came out very strong and just kept the momentum up. They didn't let the Union have any leeway at all this round, and they just played it really well. The Union team, a little uncoordinated, but you know, I think they had a couple of big mistakes. Number one, I think they sent too big of a regiment to go take C. And number two, I really think they should have kept a lot more people on B at the first instead of going for A.
Yep, independent. It's not clear movement.
Yeah. Union thought they could hold B with a smaller force. They sent a skirmisher group to C, but CSA sent a slightly larger run.
Move back, move back.
Move back, move back. Stop making flags. Move back, move back, move back.
Even though Union was kind of putting some pressure on A, enough CSA defense was able to hold that off long enough to almost do a full 3-minute counterattack, and it was over from there. So CSA's got all 3 points. This round is over in a few minutes. You got 20th Georgia going up the west side of the map. Looks like they're going to engage NYV. They don't have their flag with them.
Prepare to halt.
There they are, there they are, there they are.
So
This
is a great win for CSA.
Hold this line, hold this line.
Canada, you're getting kicked out of HRA. I've had enough. I've had enough. You're getting kicked out. Well, you Canada, show
Hold it,
yourself.
Georgia.
Well, you heard it here, Canada. You're being kicked out of the historical rules event because Parker said it. Because you wiped his guys. Actually, there are a couple of Union guys sitting really far back. About 5 of them. I don't know if this is that Union spawn. some 8th Connecticut guys who are just back. I think some of them might be AFK. Mr. Snow Cactus. There's a Union Rambo here and there as well. What are these guys doing here at the Union
They're not
spawn?
AFK, they're walking around and talking over there.
They said something about us.
No, no.
They want us to kill each other?
No, don't kill each other. Seriously.
One of the guys is saying they want us to kill each other.
Peach!
And then
You get your ass here.
this corporal's like, nope, you're not killing yourself. I think they're trying to preserve their
People are yelling so many things.
tickets.
They're just gonna let the gold
your
timer
card?
go down on
Is that
this.
you?
I'm
Yes,
pretty
it
sure
is
is what they're trying to do.
Who's this guy over here? Oh, it's Snow Cactus. Okay.
I assume they're yelling at them to end
Shit,
this
I gotta
round.
bring this up. Oh, wow. Okay.
This is a way to end the round. Poor McFly. And one Union guy is going towards CSA. You do have some CSA trying to go to Union spawner right now. I don't know how deep they can get. They're trying to kill one guy to get him. 20 seconds left. That's the thing with Conquest and Contention. If you're in last stand, you got to basically wipe everyone but 3 or 4 people. They should really change that to if everyone's out of line, then the round ends. Because you have a lot of Rambos out and about, and that can make last stand last forever. Anyways, so again, great start from CSA. They only sent one company to be Union. Sorry, yeah, they sent one company to be. CSA sent like 2.5, and CSA won at B. And Union was able to win at A, but slightly. And that first counterattack kind of did it for Union. But great first round. We will see you all shortly for round number 2. All right, here we are to the start of the second round. So we're at 290, inbalance of 6 towards Union side. Union has 14 on artillery. Confederates have 9. So that imbalance overall is only a few in Union's favor, infantry-wise, so nothing terrible. Anyways, the first couple of minutes, remember, only skirmishers moved out. Infantry can't sprint or double-quick until 40. That's why we kind of waited to then. CSA skirmish had a wide open point at B, and they capped that at like 40, a little after 42. Meanwhile, Union at C, they're capping that right now. However, they had a little resistance from some CSC skirmishers, eventually just charged them out. A little confused why the Union skirmishers went there, but just because usually that's the CSA spawn, whoever spawns over on the east side, that is generally their safe point. Anyways, Phantom, what are your thoughts for strategy on Rocky Slopes here?
Well, first off, before I do that, I was gonna tell you we were talking about Union artillery. It looks like 3rd Usha decided to take CSA's artillery, but on strategy here, I say, you know, B and C's your main points. It looks not B and C, B and A, and it looks like Union's gonna take A. I think they need to keep, you know, not a good sized force, but a medium sized force there, and then send the rest of their guys to B and just try to keep at least minimum of 2 points the whole game, and maybe they can turn this around for themselves and not have a repeat of last game.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good start at being up 2 flag pulls. They were down a little tickets because they were down 1. But yeah, no, that's interesting. When I was going through the little scoreboard, seeing like, oh, Union has 14 on artillery. Why do they have 14 on artillery? It's not like they're responding where they normally do, which for context is by the B point. But that makes sense that they would want to charge that out and have the artillery by their safe point. And so Union is just blobbing and going through. A&D, PA, 14th Indiana just getting rolled over, and they are falling back.
It's the 5th Corps blob. You can't stop it. It's impossible to stop it.
Meanwhile, at C, the Union skirmishers there being beat back. CSA that are here, 7th South Carolina. 7th LA, they have a flag. So CSA is going to be able to get C. Union skirmishers to kind of hide off in the corn to at least decap that point if CSA decides to leave that in a little bit, which is not a bad idea at all. One of the first Conquest events I did, me and like 3 other people decapped a point, I think like 4 or 5 times in the same round. It was farmland. It was a point by Ducker Church. So it's really far away from everything, but it was really funny to just keep doing that over and over and over again, and it almost won us the game.
Yep, missed him.
So Union setting up defenses in front of the artillery and also kind of in the roadside. And so Union's got A. CSA is about to pick up C, though, so the flag drop rate is going to continue again on Union. Union not really sending anyone towards B. CSA doesn't have anyone there, but there is a Union and CSA guy at B. I think they're talking to each other.
Yes, they are. Wolfgang's saying boy howdy, so he's a boy howdy boy.
Not too good.
Oh. Sorry to hear that.
This is kind of off.
I don't think they can kill each other because they're rambling.
Good sir, where has your company gone, good sir?
I don't know. I went AFK and now they're gone.
Wolfgang was AFK, and that's why he doesn't know where they're at. Anyways, back over at A by the artillery. CSA trying to push up on the Union flank and then collapse down from the top of the hill, which is a great approach. Trying to turn the flank instead of going straight at Union. Union has a nice little defensive spot here. Meanwhile, you have a couple CSA groups sitting a little further back. You got 3rd Kentucky sitting behind the White House. And a little further up the hill, back in some rocks, you got 14th Tennessee. And so we're at a similar situation to last round. The CSA groups at C are holding on C, so if Union wants to put a little effort into C, it's going to maybe be a little difficult, but we'll obviously be updated if anything happens there, if CSA loses C.
Company C, shift a little more down this way. There's a lot of greybacks. I frankly do not like them alive. Their existence is offensive.
It's very interesting to me that they all decided to fight in this big dirt field above A. You would think the Union would want to push down and out to get some of them CSA guys out of the woods, get some better shots on them.
There's a little charging happening between 5th Corps and TKO guys on the bottom, but it looks like CSA is going to overtake. Yeah, it is a little interesting. Some of the Union guys backed off of their defense, which is why CSA started charging. At least it's the 8th Connecticut portion of 5th Corps. Looks like they're going to try to circle around and go to B, but that's kind of left their friendlies abandoned at A, and they have now backed up and pushed up by their artillery. NYV is up here. Maybe Union didn't want to hold in the wood line because it's like Eastwoods, Westwoods, just kind of just chaos in the woods. So, regardless, I mean, as long as they hold A in the end, that's all that matters. Meanwhile, at C, the CSA guys moved off. 5th New Hampshire is on it with the decap. 7th LA kind of ran out trying to find them. They might have gotten a guy or so. They're trying to get the 5th New Hampshire flag. Midwest Brigade tailing 7th LA, but Union is about to decap C. So that's good for Union, but they've got to find some way to secure one of these points. They can't play this game of decapping and recapping one of the points because they're just going to lose in the long run. I mean, already right now, Union's down a 4th of a morale stage. So Union's actually charging up through CSA right now towards the A point. Union might hit engaged here in a second. Union's decap C. Only the 5th Corps guys are going in. NYV's sitting back. TKO now charging it for CSA. It looked like CSA was going to win before that, but CSA is going to hold off that charge from 5th Corps. Union actually trying to cap C, but by them capping, it's kind of concentrated Union in one area, and 7th LA has a chance to wipe. However, Union is overpowering 7th LA, and they've knocked down their flag as well. You have a couple more CSA groups heading over here. 6 Kentucky is, but I doubt they're going to do much. Circling down the B, 8th Connecticut is charging in to where 1st LAB is holding on the B point. And it looks like Union's actually going to take the B point. So that's a good move there from Union. Something you would have wanted to see. And so that's a good little turn. Actually, with oh my goodness, Union's about to get a counterattack. Hold up. Well, actually, does 8th Connecticut have a flag? Surely they do. They do! Union's about to get a counterattack on CSA.
This is a counterattack. Let's see how this plays out here.
3 minutes. Remember, CSA has to neutralize 2 points or neutralize and cap 1 point to do it. And if anything, it's most likely going to happen at C. You have a decent-sized CSA force. 20th Georgia is moving down with the Archer Brigade's guys that got wiped on B. Regardless, the longer Union holds the 3 flagpole lead, even with the 2 flagpole lead that they have right now, CSA tickets will be a dropping. But Midwest and 5th New Hampshire have got a job to do. They got to defend this for as long as possible.
Flag one.
Union first to go to engage, though.
Come on. Pull.
Union, they pull off at C. They're just trying to stay alive here to at least keep CSA distracted over here, which is not a bad idea. When is Union going to cap B? It's about halfway up. CSA sending a few guys out towards B, a little interesting. And there's a mini charge happening here at C. Remember, no bayonets until 30, so they don't have them. CSA have now hit engage, and the counterattack has begun. Geez, this is almost the end versus the last round, although CSA is about to at least take C back. They got 2 flags over here, so they can do it.
They got it. Cover me.
But the counterattack will go through the... Even though Union will lose that C point, it'll be neutralized. The counterattack will still happen. TKO, 3rd Kentucky is actually charging at B as well. They're bringing their flag down. Looks like a lot of the CSA left the wood line and are charging at B, so CSA is about to get C and B back. It's interesting, too, because most of 8th Connecticut ran towards C to help their friendlies, but in doing so left B open, so they turned back around and are now charging to try to hold B. Counterattack is about to finish. CSA looks to have almost lost the 4th of a morale stage there.
No, don't shoot me.
But 8th Connecticut getting shot up by TKO here in 14th Tennessee, sorry. So CSA is going to get B and C for the moment. They're going to have that flag lead again. And 8th Connecticut is actually going to get their flag out maybe. We'll know in a few minutes if that happens or not. Well, this is this is a good round so far. It's a little closer than last round at least. CSA is going to have to catch up. Now, in order to at least looking individually at the round, not necessarily with the campaign in mind. If you want to win this game mode, you obviously hit your opponent the last stand like we saw last round and wipe them, or cap all 3 points and win that way. Or, if you have a higher morale stage than your opponent, you win, but you need to be in a different morale stage. So if the game ended right now, you would think Union would win because they have a higher percentage and engaged, but it's still a draw. So
Shoot the guy with the shell.
that is the other way to win the game, but then, as mentioned a moment ago, there's also a draw.
Yes, they're friendly.
Wait, was that rambling? I don't know if I got...
Might
Yeah.
have been.
Did you shoot? Probably.
Oh. Oh, no. This poor private was running back to his line, and he's like, oh, did I just shoot out of line? Or did I just get in trouble for rambling out of line? And the guys were like, did you shoot? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, oh, yep, you did it. And then I look on the other screen, he got a warning for it. Unfortunate. Anyways, 20th Georgia is now charging up Midwest Brigade, who circled over to B. Oh, shiver me timbers. Artillery's been overrun. Meanwhile, Midwest, the other part, and 5th New Hampshire are running away from C. So that distracting force for Union at C has left. Looks like CSA's got a firm clamp on B. Union's trying to push through the woods. But because they're pushing through the woods a lot, you have a couple of guys here. 14th, Indiana. They're going to go for B, uncontested, or A, sorry, uncontested. And they're going to get a decap. So Union's going to be down 2 flags. It's this thing with Conquest is there's always something happening. The absolute chaos of the game mode. Actually, it looks like 8th Connecticut is meeting up with a few Union troops that fell back from C.
It looks like MIB is going to be heading down to A, but I don't know if they'll get there in time.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, artillery might have something to say about that, though.
Yeah, artillery did have something to say about that.
They stopped it for the moment.
TKO back here.
I don't know, these 14th Indiana, 3rd Kentucky guys should just bonsai and prevent the... Okay, they've got like... There's like 10 seconds on it. That post is protecting that man with the decap. Parker's trying to run up and get a shot. He never shot. That's a huge decap there. Tickets overall are back to even again. That's a huge decap. NYV has their flag there, though, so at least Union's going to be able to get it back. But, again, everything kind of matters. Union charges in the woods. They're also making their way towards C. A and B and 1st Ohio, 7th LA being charged out by 1st Maryland and 65th Illinois. And 5th Corps. Oh, I thought they were going to win, but TKO showed up from numerous directions.
Northeast, they're coming out of the tree line.
So CSA hold for the moment. Anyways, circling back towards C, 8th Connecticut, Midwest Brigade, and 5th New Hampshire are pushing there, and they're going to get there pretty much uncontested. So Union's going to get C and A back. And then CSA is going to be down a flag. It's going back and forth. No one wants to get to secure the win.
Go to left. No check, go to left.
Left base, my fault, let's up, quick march.
Left face, my fault, left, double click.
So Union's got A. They're close to taking losses. CSA have completely won up in the wood line near CSA spawn. And so Union's going to get that A point and the C point. Where will CSA strike next?
Flags down.
Looks like you got a good amount of CSA at B. 20th Georgia. We saw them earlier engaging around C, not there yet, but it looks like CSA is going to try to make an attempt at C. You have some CSA heading that way. Looks like some of the CSA artillerymen took the Union guns. Everyone's taking everyone's guns.
TKO is taking back their artillery.
Charging them up on top. Meanwhile, Union main spawns are pushing towards B. Alright, so like 5th New Hampshire here. And some 1st Maryland guys are heading over towards B. And it's going to be maybe a little close here at B. Union could get a decap here. That would be very huge for them. Union is about to hit taking losses. And the Union guys pushing up back off as TKO shows up.
God bless you, TKO. God bless you. We saw him, buddy. We saw him.
So you got some more charging happening up on the artillery that Union has control of. A and V looked like they went up there for CSA.
Should have watched out for that tree, Yank.
Get the fuck out of here.
These cannons are airs.
So CSA are approaching C, getting a little closer. Again, the longer CSA just kind of dilly-dallies. Obviously, it's easier said than done, right? They don't have a Steam chat, so they got to communicate live through in-game voice chat or runners. But the longer they wait, Union's going to get a lead back in tickets. It's almost even again. That'd be funny if both sides hit taking losses at the exact same time.
These CSA guys decided they did not want C. They're just going to go back to B.
Fascinating. Anyways, the CSA holding up top at the artillery is now being charged out by 1st Maryland and NYV. A&V smartly just trying to get out and hit one of the sides here. You can see from Killer's view. He dies, but on the other side, you see Parker there.
Pull him back, pull back, pull back.
A&V smart there. You're going to hit from 2 sides. Don't take the hit. Scatter yourself out. Or not scatter yourself out, but go hit one of the 2 sides of the charge. That's the best way to do it. And both sides dropped the taking losses at the exact same time. Meanwhile, at B, Union's making a push towards that. It's 5th New Hampshire. And it looks like they're going to win that. They don't have a flag, but they're going to be able to decat B. And so Union's going to be up 2 flags. It's going back and forth. A good round of Conquest.
This is a really good round of Conquest.
As the devs intended.
20th Georgia's going to flank around to try to get C, it looks like. With A and B behind them.
Yep, so you got 1st LAB, part of Archer's Brigade there. 20th Georgia. On the other side of the corn, 7th South Carolina. Looks like they're going to go in. And then on the top side from CSA spawn, you have 7th LA. You have a couple CSA guys that are decapping A again. CSA also charging in at B. They pushed 5th New Hampshire off. And the 8th Connecticut guys going through the corn just ran right into 7th LA officer. And the 8th Connecticut maybe didn't see him. I don't know.
NYB just going to push in and keep them from... try to keep them from decapping it. He keeps yelling, "Give me one moment, please."
So, CSA is trying to do something interesting, which is surround the C point, but they got to coordinate a pushing together if they want it to be effective, and that is not that easy to do. So, 7th South Carolina is basically on the C point. They're doing point-blank shots, and they should be charged out in a second, although Union just acts like they're ghosts. They don't even see them. Now they do. And 7th South Carolina is dead. So, CSA is really kind of scattered right now. Union's kind of in 2 groups on at least by A and then C. So, hey, they got that decap at A. I didn't even realize that.
20th Georgia's going to push into C. I don't know if that's the best idea.
Oh, some CSA collapsing in from behind. It all depends on the timing over here, and 7th LA goes in at a good time.
Everyone's going in together. Archer's Brigade's going in with them.
20th Georgia gets shot to crap, but it allows their friendlies to at least have some momentum on this side. Union trying to turn into them. Here comes 14th Tennessee as well for CSA. Got to get right behind Union.
Get him, boys. Kill that flag. Kill that flag. In the corn. In the corn. In the corn.
Come on, back. I missed.
Looks like Union is going to hold here at C, though. They've got 2 flags, so they're spawning in 2 dudes every 5 seconds.
You weren't going to kill me there.
And CSA might lose a flag. Let's see here. Yeah,
The Union's done really good at just keeping their forces like evenly split and just keeping these points held.
Yeah, you only need 2 points to win the game mode. So, up to the north of the C point, you see 1st Maryland. They've got 4 officers sitting right on top of each other for Union. If they hit the back of the 6 Kentucky guys, I don't know if they see them or not. Always hard to see in the corn. But if they turn, that's 24 shots that can go off there. That is something. What are they talking about in A and B? I appreciate the comments, Cloud. A and V knows. And they are... Anyways, charging. That 1st Maryland 4 officers have hit TKO. But I don't know if they knew they were there because they just ran right into the line and didn't really throw a lot of lead. TKO is barely going to survive that. Despite... that just happened out of nowhere. But look at this. CSA's down now half a morale stage. And we're getting in the waiting moments of this round.
About that.
So I don't know. At this point it's going to be really hard, but CSA's got a blob C and send only a few guys to at least keep Union sticking at A. CSA is way too spread out right now. They got really cute at C and it looked like it might have worked, but Union held firm.
They probably see it because of the flag. Just let you know that.
Pop a knee.
They shot me before.
So almost looks like they're charging on the other side. Yeah, A and V went right up into where Union's holding by the artillery. A and V and PA went there. If you rewind a few seconds ago, you could at least see Killer's POV going in there. Dying pretty quick, but you know, that's what happens to the officers when they're in the front of the line. So that charge fails. CSA about to hit breaking. It's a 2/3 morale stage difference right now. CSA has a lot of guys in the top center of the field. It looks like they're communicating a plan and they're making their way now to C, which is nice to see. But we'll see if it works. I'll just keep saying C over and over again. But before that large blob gets there, Archer's Brigade's trying to put up a pressure. 8th Connecticut's going to hit him in the rear, so that's going to flub out.
Friendly. Hey, we got him.
Yeah, keep fighting. Here. Dog behind your head. Yeah, you got him. No.
North.
Oh my goodness, that looks terrible. Anyways, the CSA group pushing in. Now towards C. And 1 Union flag is down. CSA flag down as well. Actually, I think 2 CSA flags are down, but one of those should get picked up in a second. CSA not bothering with the Union or just trying to gun it to get the decap to happen, which isn't a bad idea. So CSA started a decap at C. The 5th Corps guys are now pushing over. And Union not charging straight away. They're going back into the corn. It's a little interesting. CSA, they're kind of giving up the point to them right now, which, I mean, they're definitely outnumbered and they wouldn't win that. But I would think you want to keep that flagpole up a little longer. CSA, I don't think, is going to leave this point. Because at this point, CSA just needs to defend B and C. They're sending more guys to C. Meanwhile, looks like 5th New Hampshire is going at the B point again. Union artillery kills 2 of the 3 guys that were here, but Batman endures. Actually, I have a Batman bobblehead that I got from a hockey game. That was pretty hype.
Protect me.
Happened a couple weeks ago. It was great. Random fact.
It looks like 8th Connecticut's just gonna hold on the fence at the cornfield and just have a little firing match over there at C.
Yeah, I don't know. They just kind of gave up that point. 5th New Hampshire is trying to decap B point, but 3rd Kentucky is trying to prevent.
Oh, I killed all dive.
Got some Union pushing the B.
And they get wiped. Oh yeah, oh, there comes, yeah, that group you were mentioning. Looks like it's 1st Maryland guys are heading that way.
Give me these rocks, help friendly, come on. Give me the rocks,
So they're going into B, they're not going to really make it. So CSA holding strong there at B. Meanwhile at C, Union is putting a little pressure. Union could definitely retake C if they want to. Only a couple CSA guys left here. Mostly from 7th South Carolina, 14th Tennessee.
Union's gonna charge at C.
And Union will win that charge at C. So Union, I think 8th Connecticut there has a flag. They do. So they're going to get a decap and then be able to retake the point. So Union's going to be able to continue that ticket drain. Although CSA winning at B or turning back, maybe they're going to head back to C.
I want you guys to remain at C flag.
Looks like they're going to head back to C. So Union temporarily will have LEC decapped. Which is still good. But CSA is kind of spread out heading back to C. Decoys just said, "Do as I say, not as I do." I think that was a beautiful quote. I'm sorry to dox you like that. That was just funny to hear. So you can hear it from one of the frontline reporters. It's not coming through the main recording.
They're gonna get the cap off at C just barely.
Yeah, I mean, every second having that cap is important. Honestly, I mean, half of them are falling back. Actually, most of them are falling back. Some are trying to stay and defend, which I don't know why they're pulling back. Maybe they just don't want to lose and get those flags wiped and then for sure lose the point. I mean, for sure, CSA is going to camp this point the rest of the game.
20th Georgia's going to come in behind them, and they're probably planning on taking them rocks, and they're going to wipe them, it looks like.
Yeah, so 8th Connecticut pops out. They're going to hit TKO. 20th Georgia doesn't see 8th Connecticut leaving right next to them. So CSA is going to get C back. 8th Connecticut wins against TKO. Union does hit breaking. The question is, will CSA have enough time to get Union down? It's definitely possible. 20th Georgia's charging out 8th Connecticut, but 8th Connecticut's going to try to sit back. They just lost their flag. Union is completely surrounded B. Some have charged in and died. Oh my goodness. So CSA hold. At C, taking the point. Midwest Brigade charging at B.
Union's going to be very coordinated at this B attack.
We'll see CSA playing smart, charging out one of those groups, but right as they charge out, Union hits them in the side. Midwest Brigade. Does the far Union group move in, or do they just sit in the distance and shoot? I don't know if they see their friendlies charging with those rocks, but they're about to start a decap. It's NYV and 65th Illinois. They're just sitting in the distance. Ah, if they go in, they'll for sure win. But it looks like maybe they just wanted to sit out, get some nice shots. Regardless, it works. They do the winning.
They are going in the charge now, finally.
But CSA is wiped. Union's going to get that B point, and CSA is going to drop the last stand.
Surrender, you heathen.
Pull back.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So if Union holds this point, which they should for about a minute or two, they're going to get that they're going to get CSA down to last stand.
Alright, Truffle, we're here. Hello? Hello? Hello?
We're being shot at.
CSA is trying to get all their people over to B as quickly as they can.
I don't think it's going to matter. I mean, they'll get a couple more kills, but at this point, the last stand inevitability is upon us. The stuff that
TKO decides just to charge in there.
The stuff that I'm hearing from my frontline reporter cameras, I don't even know anymore. Hey, yeah, as Phantom mentioned, TKO is just going in. CSA just kind of dive bombing. That's really the only thing they can do. They're just trying to get 2 points, but they do hit last stand, so if they die again, they don't come back. If they were dead, they have spawned in. You got more CSA charging down the hill. Archers
This
Brigade.
5th Corps group on the snake fence under B needs to climb over and just go charge in and just get this big Confederate group.
There's a bunch coming from the south.
Keep pushing down! Keep pushing down! Keep pushing down! Keep pushing down!
So CSA is winning on B for the moment. Union, as Phantom mentioned, pretty much surrounding, not charging in there. Here comes some more Union charging in, though. Midwest Brigade and 5th New Hampshire and 8th Connecticut going in.
No, you're not getting our flag.
TKO is going to try to push down the A. I think they're going to try to at least get the decap. But it's not going to work out well for them because a big blob of 5th Corps is going over there at the same time.
So yeah, Union's pushing up towards A. You got some CSA going there as well. What are you doing here, Hudson?
Union's going to take C back right now.
Indeed they are. Look at that. Do they have a flag with them? They do. So Union's going to start a counterattack here. Which, after last round, I'm sure Union would want to get all 3 flagpoles here for this round. I'm sure of that. There's some 8th Connecticut guys at B. I don't know why they're leaving towards C. Maybe they don't know their friendlies are there, but There's a couple CSA guys here with the flag, TKO, that could push down. I guess there's a lot more Union at B than what I was seeing, so apologies. Perspective is everything.
AMV's pushing into the woods behind A, it looks like. I'm guessing try to flank around, but I don't think they realize how big of a Union force is there.
It's kind of the only thing they can do.
NYV's just going to engage on them. I think they seen them go in the woods. They knew what they were doing.
Shooting them. They're dying. They're shooting back. Good old Yankee meet and greet.
You ready to die with honor?
Come get some Yankee trash.
Charge us, you assholes!
Come here,
I
fat
want to
boy.
die with dignity.
You got a
bayonet with your name on it, buddy. Come. You outnumber us. Charge us, assholes!
You didn't get the point. Let them know, Cloud.
No ball.
As long as Killer lives, we'll keep going with this viewpoint here. These guys are slowly dying out around him.
To the last.
They're coming. They're coming.
Killer running away like a chicken, doesn't care for his men. What a loser. He's never being a frontline reporter again. Look at him go.
He's just gone.
Oh, I see you. I see you looking all fancy, officer. That fancy hat. Them fancy boots of yours.
I have siblings.
I want your
I have
boots.
siblings.
I want his boots.
I have siblings.
They're running after him, yelling at him, telling him they want his boots. Goofy.
I have siblings. Oh my god, please don't do this. Please, no.
Give me his boots.
Want his boots.
Oh, they're
boobs. Yeah.
Molest him. Touch his ball sack. Touch his ball sack.
Hey, CSA front. CSA front.
Oh.
Come on, Candy, let's go.
Wharf Rights has taken a dark turn today.
It sure has. It looks like this round has basically come to an end.
Yeah, what are your thoughts of the round, Phantom?
Amazing turnaround for Union compared to last match. I mean, this is kind of a repeat of last match, but just opposite, you know. And Union played good. CSA, I mean, they held B for what 90% of the game, but they just, I don't know, they just had there are other units that were going to like C and stuff were just too small, and you know, Union just played it right with splitting up their units in about even numbers and just holding the points they had for the whole game. So they played it really well.
Yeah, no, good turnaround from last round for Union. GG's. With that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to support the channel more. We have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, Instagram, and TikTok. All those links in the description. Regardless of all that, though, I appreciate you all being here. It means a lot. And we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.